who knows? We might just cut her out of this whole interview later. It's Hannah Burns from Perfect Match 3, allegedly. Hannah, how's it
Allegedly.
going?
Hey, I was an
Allegedly.
extra. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I definitely was in the background a few times. So,
You had a couple. You had like a line in
yeah,
the final
I am the
episode.
highest
Pretty
paid
good.
extra in Netflix history, honestly. Like, truly, it was like not me getting paid the same amount to eat in my hotel room. Like, I didn't even have to cry over a man. So, you know,
That's true. Yeah.
That's true. You
yeah.
didn't get the honor of crying over some really high grade men. You know.
Right.
But you
Right.
missed out on a trip that you probably might not have taken. That's too
Yeah.
bad. You
Yeah.
know?
I don't know. I heard that Ray is the father of your child. You read it? We posted about it on TikTok. It got over 1 million views. People are still convinced about it. You
It
know?
was so funny because the height difference, like Ray is, I think he's like maybe Ray is 6 foot, and my man is like almost an entire foot taller than me, and he's sitting in one of the videos, and I'm standing in Louboutins, like in 6 inch heels, and people were like, "It's Ray! Like, look at the height difference," and I'm like, "You guys, I'm wearing heels that are like this long, and my man is sitting down, so like, how could that be?" But a lot of internet detectives actually did figure it out, and they like announced it. So.
Oh yeah, like 3 hours after I posted that TikTok, I realized who it was, and I was like, "Well, it's a theory."
Right. I even posted a video with his name in the text, like hidden behind the text. Yeah, and people were still like not catching on. So
Yeah, a lot of people thought that it was Tony from your season of The Mole and
I
Battle
know.
Camp.
Well,
Yeah,
and
that's crazy too.
what's so funny about that is Tony just moved to Scottsdale, and so he put in his Instagram bio like Scottsdale, Arizona, which is where I live. So then people were like fully convinced because they're like, he
That's
just
hilarious.
moved to her hometown. Yeah.
Oh my god, do you guys hang
Wow.
out?
We've hung out once since he's been here. He just moved like I want to say like 2 weeks ago, and we've hung out once since he's been here. But no, I mean we're just in two completely different places in his life, in our lives. I'm obviously pregnant and engaged, and he is dating now. So I went to dinner with him and his girlfriend, and I'm sure we'll be like friends, but we're just not probably gonna hang out often, you know.
He
But
sounds
What
like
did
a
you
bit
think
of an
about him on Battle Camp?
I loved him on Battle Camp. I thought that
Yeah.
he was so funny. He's just so entertaining, you know, and I think that that's what reality TV is meant for. Is it's not real, it's literally so fake. Like I can't even tell you guys, like it's not that it's overly produced, it's just people acting out because they know they're on camera. So it's like it already is so fake, and so it's like might as well just have fun with it and enjoy the experience. And I feel like Tony does that. I think a lot of people get so caught up in their head about like how they're going to be perceived on TV or being politically correct. And I think that if you just go in and be yourself, people will either love or hate you, and it will be better TV for the most part.
I
I
agree.
did love that. It just sounds that he's being a bit of an absentee father right now, and that concerns me.
Like, oh my God, why are you not doing things for me? I'm literally pregnant.
Okay, so these were all the theorized fathers from the cast. Pick one. If you had to pick one of them to father your child, who would it be? Ray, Jalen, Louis, Daniel, or Tony? Who would you
Like
pick?
1000% with no question, it would have to be Ray.
Okay.
Okay.
This
He's
aligns with what most people are saying about Ray. I feel like everybody
Yeah.
loves Ray.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
because Ray is so sweet and he's so genuine, and like um he just doesn't have a bad bone in his body. Neither does like I know Daniel's getting a lot of heat right now, but I actually think he's a really nice guy too. I just don't think that I feel like I have a similar personality as Lucy in the sense of where like I'm so outgoing, and I feel like he needs somebody who's more like laid back and doesn't like need to be in the spotlight all the time. That's not me. I'm a Leo. I need to be like having attention. So I just don't. But yeah, I feel like Ray was a good guess. It just wasn't correct, but at least we're friends, you know what I mean? So it does make sense. Like he's been to Scottsdale a couple of times. We are friends in the outside world, so like I can see where people were going
What
with
about the
that.
bracelet, though? You know, because your fiance and Ray do they have the same bracelet?
No, and it's an Hermes bracelet, so I'm sure it's really popular, but it's not the same. It was
Max,
so
it
funny.
sounds like you still believe in this theory.
What about the bracelet? Oh, we saw the pictures.
I don't think you're convinced. That
This
it's
is
not
my
Ray.
credibility at stake. Millions of people watch that video
It was hilarious. Yeah,
that I
no.
took from Reddit.
You know what? People were so great about it though. I was so shocked. Like as far as comparing like fingernails and hands and like it was impressive. I was like, dang, if I ever need a detective, now I know just post it on TikTok. Like I don't need to pay anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Do you think that your experience on The Mole prepared you to cause the internet to go crazy over stuff like this? You know?
For sure. Like I wasn't on Perfect Match, obviously, and I got cut. And then I was just like, well, how can I make this about me? Oh, I know. No, I'm kidding.
Very mullish behavior.
Yeah, very Molish behavior.
That was so funny. It's very on brand for me, I will say. It's very on brand for me to have everyone thinking that I'm like being manipulative or like lying to them. But I tried to like tell people what I could. I just wasn't allowed to say anything. And I think I liked one comment about it being Ray and Carrington just simply for the fact that I thought it was like funny. And then people ran with those theories. They're like, she liked the comment. Like Ray literally commented and she liked it. And I'm like, because it was funny.
Anything you like or share could be used in a detective case. Yeah.
Correct. So
why aren't you on Perfect Match? You were there, obviously. What
You know what?
happened?
That is so funny. I just heard this podcaster just posted this crazy story time about how I got cut because she literally said I was boinking on my man in the hotel room the whole time and production and me have beef and that Netflix is mad at me and that's why they cut me. That's not true. I wish would have made it go by a lot faster, but it's not true. I literally asked production. I was like, "Hey, how come you guys didn't give me like a heads up that I was cut from the show and how come I'm finding out from a reporter the day before it airs?" I just feel like it was a little disrespectful because like all you had to do is be like, "Hey, Hannah, like we cut you. Your part's not in it. Just giving you a heads up." And I genuinely would not have cared. I'm so busy with my real life. I'm pregnant. I'm engaged. I have so much going on. I literally don't even think about Perfect Match. So I was like, but I asked, and Paria actually confirmed, like, told me, and she was like, to be honest with you, your and QT's dates were towards the end. They really didn't add much to the show, and they didn't affect or change the show. So we cut them, and then at the mixer, we were not like obviously you saw Alex and Olivia like swapping back and forth with Danielle and Louis, like making out, whatever. QT and I were not. QT and I were sitting there talking because again, we didn't know these men. We went into the mixer and everyone else had met them before and had relationships with them and we didn't. It was really awkward. They basically told us at the beginning that they were absolutely not switching up and they just wanted to have fun. So it was like, okay, either like make out with guys for screen time or just like be who we are and like stay true to ourselves. Alex and Olivia's situation was different. They already knew that they had like chemistry with these guys and they already like had those connections. So when I asked production, they basically confirmed that I was just, in all honesty, boring on the show. And they just wanted, and I quote Paria, she needed to cut the fat. They needed to cut the fat from the show. Me and QT were not
Whoa.
interesting.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
that's not a very nice way to put it.
That's not nice.
It's not, but it's show business and I understand. I just wanted like clarity because obviously like we were like, what the heck? Like we spent 3 weeks sitting in a hotel room. We went all the way out there, put ourselves out there. It was a very uncomfortable situation. Mind you, I did not know I was going in as a bombshell. I thought I was part of the OG cast. I literally got told after sitting in my hotel room for 2 days. And it was like, what about me gives bombshell energy? Like I'm definitely the kind of person who has like waits for guys to come to them. I don't ever like approach men or put myself out there in that way. So I was nervous like already about going in there with that being my role, and it played out exactly how I kind of thought it would because I'm not going to like at that point it was either like mind you, we had 2 hours, right? So you have to turn somebody's head in 2 hours with somebody they've been hooking up with or sleeping with in a hotel room for 2.5 weeks. Like You know, it's just
It's,
not.
it's nearly impossible. Yeah, you just come
Yeah,
in way too late.
yeah, and I just didn't want the storyline of like being untrue to who I am just for screen time. You know, that's just not me. And so I'm honestly not even upset that I got cut from the show because it's fine. And I don't need my child watching me like throw myself on a guy for screen time on a dating show in 10 years. So it is what it is. But like I said, like Justine, Alex, and Olivia, the other bombshells, they had very different situations because they were brought in so much earlier. So they actually did like already have a date with these people before the mixer. So it was just different, for me and QT.
So you use the term story time. So was this story time with Ricky that said this? Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Okay. So
Yeah.
so she's alleging that you. So where did you meet? So your fiance's name is Louis, right?
Yeah. Which is confusing. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we'll just say your fiance for clarity.
Yeah.
Where did
UIE, not
yes?
IE.
All right. Where
right?
did you meet your fiance?
So we actually knew each other before Perfect Match. And I've never like lied about that or tried to hide that. We knew each other before Perfect Match. We had hooked up before Perfect Match. That's not a secret. I do not care if people know that. Um, she is alleging that he was in my hotel room while we were filming Perfect Match, that I was in, like, literally to quote her, boinking on him in the hotel room, that production found out, got pissed at me, and cut me from the show. That did not happen. Then for her to post it like it was true without even asking me. So then I was like, do you want me to show you receipts? Like, I don't know what you need, but like, this is not true. And production was not only in our hotel rooms every single day, like we either had talent or production in our hotel rooms every day, but we also switched hotel rooms every night, sometimes every other night. So like, how would there have been somebody in my hotel? Like, it was just hilarious. So obviously she doesn't know that. She wasn't in the show, but anybody who was in the cast and in the hotel could tell you that and like validate. Yeah. And then I posted that we fell in love in Tulum. So she was like, they fell in love while she was on, you know what I mean? Like connecting the dots that weren't connected, because that's not what happened. So he was in Tulum with our friends after I was done filming the show. And they did come to the cast hotel to pick me up. So people saw me get into a cab with them and drive off. And so if cast is saying, oh yeah, she was with the guy after filming, yeah, that's correct. I never like, did you guys want me to stay single forever? Was I never supposed to have sex again? Like, I'm so sorry that after 3 weeks sitting in a hotel room, I wanted to hang out with my friends and hook up with this hot guy that I had been hooking up with previously. Like, what was I supposed to do?
Because all of their relationships minus AD and Ollie's were legitimate, and they
Yeah,
lasted
Right.
past the show.
No, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, are you telling me that nobody from Perfect Match was hooking up with somebody before Perfect Match? You guys were just single that whole summer. Nobody was having sex. Nobody was having fun. I don't live my life like that. Kudos to you, though. Like, if you were just
Louis was celibate, particularly, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what? It's so strange to me that people care so much. Also, it would be a different situation had I matched up with somebody on the show and been in like this relationship again 2.5 weeks. So it's not even at that point like you're in a relationship. But even if I was, it's like, guys, it was 2.5 weeks. Obviously no one there except for Ollie and AD was actually there to like be in love, And I think some people had like these intentions of, if I fall in love, I fall in love. I don't really care, But I don't think anyone went on to the show with like, I'm here to meet my husband, besides like maybe AD, and she said that. Everyone else was just kind of like, we'll see what happens. I'm here for fun. I'm, here to further my career. I'm here for whatever, right? Like, again, it's not even a dating show, like, which I didn't know that going on to the show. I thought this was a dating show, but it's now a show to see if you can like find your perfect match out of every single person there and win. So it's now being like a competition show, I guess.
I guess that's what they're doing to try to get people to sign up. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a dating show, and now they're like, no, it's not a dating show. It's like a competition show. And I'm like, oh, well, shit, I would have won if I knew that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if it's such a competition show, why didn't you and QT get in at the beginning? And that's so late.
QT and I tried to match, and they wouldn't let us. We even rang the bell together.
Yeah, what the hell? Why don't they do that?
Wait, there's a bell?
There's a bell you have to ring to match. I don't know why they don't show that. There's a bell you have to ring to match. That like officiates your match.
Oh.
So
And
where?
QT and I rung it on the night where they were like the first 6 couples to match. You ring the bell, and me and QT were like, we're each other's perfect match. Like, we found it.
What kind of bell is this? Can you describe the bell?
Yes, it's like a bell like this big,
Okay.
maybe, and it has a string, and you just like, you know?
You clang it, and everybody
Wow.
hears. They're like, "Oh, a match has happened." The
Yeah.
bell tolls.
Dinner's
no,
ready, and also we've matched.
Yeah, come on
Yes.
inside, kids.
Right. Like, you know, on Selling Sunset, when they sell a house, they like ring the bell.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It was the same for us, but like when you find your match.
Does Chriselle pop up and she's like,
She's like yanking it.
yeah.
No, that doesn't happen.
That's so
unfortunately.
funny that they don't include. They should include that. It's hilarious.
I know. It would have been funny. That's what I'm saying. We had so many moments. Actually, like, QT went on her date with Ray, and afterwards there was everyone was like crying and screaming at each other in the house. And so QT and I were just sitting there chit-chatting the whole time. And they didn't include any of that. And I'm like, that would have been good TV, because I want to hear what everyone's fights were about. I didn't get to hear it because we just like saw everyone's, and we are just like, whatever, let's go sit over here, you know?
Yeah, that would have been funny.
So
Yeah.
we heard that Jalen was removed from the show after the big mixer. Do you think you being cut could have anything to do with that?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely talked to Jalen a lot during the mixer. And so, and again, not in a romantic way. We were just getting to know each other. I think he hadn't been on a date before either, except for like with Madison. So he didn't know me or QT coming in. So he and QT were talking, and me and Jalen were talking, and that got cut from the mixer. So that also could be why I was removed from the mixer, is like maybe they would have included some of those conversations, but again, it was like they removed him. So yeah.
Can you tell us why he was removed from the show?
I actually can't.
So close.
I know, but you know, you can ask him and see like if he wants to open up about it. I don't know what he's I don't know what we're legally allowed to say. I know that I'm legally not allowed to say anything. So
Yeah.
basically there was drama and they just removed him, and that's all I'm allowed to say. And it truly isn't. Actually, I guess it would be really interesting if it got out, because who the frick knows what actually happened. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not allowed to say.
I have a feeling all will be revealed one day.
I have a feeling it will definitely come out very soon. I can't imagine. I think somebody's going to slip up and say something, or that like people will wonder what it is. It's just, I think, Kinetic protecting themselves, because it's not a good thing. So,
Okay.
Good look. Yeah.
So at least we know that he was kicked out because it's not a good thing.
It's not that. Okay, let me rephrase. It's not a good look for the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's whatever happened and whatever transpired. And again, I don't even know. Production told us, but was like very vague with us on like what the specifics were. And there are different stories of what actually happened from everybody. So it's very interesting. But basically, if it did get out, it's just not a good look for the show in general. And I think that that's why it was just kind of like hushed under the rug. I personally don't even understand why we were even told what happened.
Yeah.
I think from a PR perspective, and like me being trained in like corporate America, it should have been, hey, we're removing this person from the show. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Done. I'm not sure why the cast was even filled in, because then it got really confusing and messy, I think.
Interesting.
Oh man.
Now we're so curious.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You've got it
Yeah.
on the edge of our seats now.
Let's talk. You've addressed this online, but since we're at the interview, you had a TikTok where you said, my castmates from Perfect Match announced their engagement and fake relationships. So can I be allowed to announce my baby daddy / fiance now, or who is in a fake relationship?
So when I posted that, I had been with Louis Russell like a week or 2 weeks before in the LA summer break party for Perfect Match and for like all the summer shows for Netflix. And at that point in time, Huda was like coming out of the villa of Love Island, or potentially had just gotten out. but he definitely had never met her before. And then a week goes by, and now all of a sudden they're on they're on the red carpet holding hands, insinuating that they're in a relationship or have some sort of thing going, right? So then obviously that to me takes away from the show, because now you're basically announcing that you and Sandy don't make it and that you never match, like, and takes away from your and Alex's storyline as well, because now people know that you don't end up with Alex. So I was upset, and I know a couple of my castmates have spoken out about this too. Sandy and Rachel just both did podcasts on it, but it's not so I'm not saying that you guys don't have feelings for each other, but it's definitely not a real relationship at the point where it's been a week. So for you to literally ruin the show just for shits and giggles is like crazy to me. It's disrespectful. It sucked that I had to stay true to my NDA and keep some of the most important moments of my entire life private, and I couldn't even announce my own pregnancy with the father of my child, but you're allowed to announce this relationship for clout. And if you did have genuine feelings for her, that's totally fine. I'm not saying that you don't, but it could have waited a week. So I was just very upset by that. People are like talking online and they're like, oh, she's coming after Huda. No, absolutely not. Nothing against it didn't matter what girl it was. It could have been anybody. It was the fact that Louis did that was so upsetting.
So it's not like TMZ just like caught them out and about. It was like they actually went together to a party.
Correct. They showed up on the red carpet holding hands, like with the intention of starting buzz.
Yeah, at the weapons premiere. Yeah. I just don't. I mean, me personally, I just don't think there should be any rules, because you know it's like not a real dating show. It's like a competition show. Like we don't watching this.
Yeah, let everybody spill tea. Let everybody, help promote the show.
The only people they should have said can't reveal is AD and Ollie. That's the only those are the people that shouldn't have spoiled it.
Well,
that was the only surprise.
The weird part about Perfect Match is it's so different from any other dating or competition show because it's previous Netflix personalities. So the problem with it is like AD and Ollie were spotted out in public together. They moved in together in LA, which is like influencer world universe basically. So everyone's seeing them together. People know who they are. I think AD had like 700,000 followers on Instagram prior to Perfect Match even airing. So it's like you're either asking them to not go out in public together or to deny rumors of being with. I mean, we've seen it every single season. When Jess and Harry were together last season, we saw pictures of them floating around
on the beach.
Yeah. So it's like they either need to get smaller reality stars that people aren't like following around and don't know about, right? So they need to find people like smaller. Not like AD and Ollie that are like huge, or they need to make it so it's like a 3-month turnaround, or potentially copy Love Island and make it like where it's not live, but it's like released 2 days after or something. Something needs to change because otherwise it's just silly. You can't expect people to hide their entire lives for a whole year. Like, it's not realistic, especially when you're a content creator for a living. Like, so you're taking away from my content because I can't let people know I'm pregnant and engaged.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I just don't think it's that big of a deal. I have to say, like, Louis revealing that he didn't end up with Sandy, it just is not a spoiler. But I do agree that it's not like fair that you were not able to reveal it, because once again, it would not have been a spoiler even if you were in the whole show that you didn't end up with somebody. It like for I think the majority of us,
the fact that you were cut from everything.
These are casual. Netflix shows are like casual for the most part. It's not like
it's not The Bachelor, so it's like whatever.
Yeah, well, exactly. People don't really get that invested in Netflix shows.
Right, and it's only 10 episodes too, so it's like realistically, even with AD and Ollie, where they had like a love story, and obviously because they end up together, they become like the two main characters of the entire show, right? So like I think people really were watching because they wanted to see their relationship play out, so Netflix made sure to include a lot of those moments. And even for them, it's like even watching what you did see, you still feel like you're not getting a lot because it's only 10 hours. So even if all 10 hours were about them, that's just not a lot of time. Like, it's not Love Island has like 44 episodes. Like, so you really get invested because you see so much of these people, you see so much character development, and you see so much of their personalities. In this, you really don't see a lot of people's personalities. So it's just,
Yeah.
Too big of cast for the amount of episodes that they have. Feels like.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's a question we've been having. How much access to cell phones did you have? And were you communicating with other people in the cast while you were in the hotel?
So if we were not actively in the house, we got like 2 to 4 hours a day, depending on the day. It was supposed to be 2 hours, but sometimes they would just like give us more because I think they felt bad, like especially for like QT, Alex, and Olivia, and I, and like Justine, who were literally just sitting in the hotel for like weeks. I think they're like, okay, at this point, like you're obviously not getting into the house, so here's your phone,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and yes, us girls had a group chat and we were communicating about like, do you guys want to go to dinner tonight? And do you want to go get drinks at the bar when we're allowed out of our hotels? Or do you guys want to meet up at the pool tomorrow at 2 p.m.? Nothing about what was going on in the house. We truly did not give a shit. Like we didn't even talk about it at all.
Mhm.
I think the girls knew way more about like my real life than anything like we didn't talk about that. We were talking about our real lives and like genuinely getting to know each other and forming friendships. Once we were like in the cast hotel, real world like really does hit you. You're not in that little bubble of like what's happening in there. So you genuinely just don't give a shit, for lack of better words. And you're more about like, what are we gonna do today? What do you you know what I mean? What time do you want to go to the gym? Because we were allowed to like hang out during set times. And then as far as for people in the house, I believe it was the same for them. I think that they had like an hour or two, but it was a little bit stricter. And I don't know like about people communicating. I don't think that they were allowed to.
I don't know. I feel like one of them talked about how like when AD was out of the house, they were like texting with her or something. I don't know. I feel like the cell phone rules are like always changing between the
Yeah.
seasons, and it intrigues me. I know there's a conspiracy that everyone's texting each other on the show. Maybe you all have secret cell phones, and I'm going to get
I
to the
will
bottom of it one
Burners,
day.
yeah.
I will say I do know of somebody that did have a secret cell phone.
Oh, I knew it! I knew it!
Wow.
I was very jealous. I was like, because here's the thing, I was never in the house, so like, give me my phone. Let me talk to my mom. I literally FaceTime my mom and my friends like every day. It's not like I'm talking to people that are in the house. I don't give a shit. Like, I want to see a picture of my dog. Like, how's my dog doing? So I am really, really jealous because I did find out that somebody had like a secret cell phone.
It's like
I don't
prison.
know. I don't know how they get away with that because when like for the mole we were not allowed to have our phones at all, so that was completely different. We didn't get an hour a day. We got nothing. If you
Yeah.
had kids, they let you have like a prison phone call home. Like for the people who had kids and stuff, they would and they were monitored. The whole phone call was monitored.
Jesus.
Yeah, it
That
was
seems a little
insane.
extreme.
It was so extreme. So that was completely different. With Perfect Match, it is like I could understand for the people in the house, they don't want them texting because they don't want them to like plan out who they're going to vote for or like say like, hey, this person did this without it being on camera. But I think for the people that are outside the house, it's kind of silly because like, what are we going to talk about? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you use your phone at home, do you ever hear like clicks or taps in the background? Do you think they've tapped into your phone's Netflix?
no,
Okay.
definitely not. At one point we thought that they may have bugged our rooms, but I'm like, I don't think they can legally do that without letting us know because like we're like pooping and like peeing and like that's gross. You know what I mean? Like you should let us know.
Yeah. I mean, they do it on the circle, right?
Yeah, but they're aware. Like you're aware that your room is bugged. So that's different because then you know and they're like, oh, we don't have anything in the bathroom. Like I think that they do have to let you know.
Yeah, you would hope. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean-
let's get back to when you arrive on the show. You arrive on Guys Day. Who did you
Mhm.
connect with the most on Guys Day?
Out of the guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, out of the guys.
We know QT for
We
sure.
know QT.
Yeah.
I guess Jalen. Yeah, I would say Jalen.
Okay. When you had a three-way kiss, right? With
Yes.
was it with Alex and Louis? Is that
Yeah.
correct? Were you happy that happened because you were like, oh, I might get some screen time? Was that
No.
what about in retrospect?
Out of everything that could have been cut, I wish that was cut and that was like my only screen time. I was like,
Well, we
no.
were happy for you. We were like, Hannah got screen time. She did
Yeah.
it.
No, it was a dare. And that's another. So we were playing Truth or Dare when that happened. I truly didn't watch the entire show. I only skimmed it, so I don't even know what was included and what's not. But we were playing Truth or Dare when that happened, and it was a dare, and I was thinking like, okay, I have to participate, I guess. You know, like I was excited to kiss Alex, but yeah, me and Alex actually had a bunch of kisses together that weren't shown, just us two. Sad.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was there? Did you guys play the truth part of Truth or Dare at all?
No,
Or was
actually,
it just,
maybe it
regular
was
truth?
just maybe it was just Dare.
they said Truth or Dare, but we only saw dares. So
I was very drunk that day, so even if my memories were accurate, it was all a fever dream, and I was shit faced on Boys Day. I hadn't had alcohol in like a minute, and I remember like getting there and I hadn't eaten yet, and I had like a drink and then like 2 or 3 shots, and then I was like, oh holy shit, I'm drunk. And then people ask me questions about it, and I'm like, they're like, didn't you see this and this? And I'm like, no, it was hot as hell. I was drunk. I was talking to QT and Jalen. I was chilling. I don't know.
all right, so that was Guys Day, and we talked about the big mixer a little bit. So
Mhm.
then, who brought you and QT into the dates with Jalen? Oh, sorry, with Scott and Ray.
I don't know. I think it was AD and Ollie, but I actually don't know.
Okay, and what was your date?
I was with Scott, and our date was planting trees.
Planting trees?
Really?
Very sexy.
Like palm trees or
They were coffee trees.
okay.
How was the date?
Oh, it was so awkward. I felt like I was on a date with like my little brother or something. Like, mind you, Scott's 23 years old. He lives in the UK. We just don't have anything in common. I think he's really funny, and he actually like I think we'd be friends outside of the show, like friend vibes for sure, but there's just no chemistry. Like, he's not physically my type at all, like mentally, any of the ways that you could be someone's type. So like right away I was very shocked that they put me with Scott. I think they did that to try to sway his head from Juliet, but I was kind of like, what? Like, this doesn't make any sense. But
Hmm.
yeah, I was so funny on the date though, because he was talking about the date, and he's like, so this was, and I was like, not good. And he was like, what? And I was like, it was not a good date. And you know it wasn't a good date. Like, it was weird. And then yeah, I said something like, oh, my coffee tree and Scott are gonna be full grown around the same time, because they said it was gonna be like 20 years. Like here's the thing. I know I'm only 25, but a 25-year-old girl and a 23-year-old boy, there's just like such a big gap there for the most part. And even me at 23, like I was going out to Old Town getting drunk every single night. Now I'm like pregnant and engaged. I just feel like life happens very quickly in your 20s, and every single year you're like at this new milestone or like this new person. And so it's just, I don't know. Also, like, I was the youngest girl on the show, and I'm 25, and there was multiple guys that were like 23 or 24.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
it
that was
was
kind of like the trend. Everybody was like, "Oh, the guys are really young." A lot of the women were
Yeah.
28, kept coming
Yeah.
up. Yeah,
I
They
was the
commented
youngest
that,
girl by like
especially
a
about
lot. They were all
Yeah.
like 28. A couple of them were in their 30s. So it was just like very strange, because like, what? Like, these guys are not looking for love at all. Like, at all. So
no, they were not. They were looking to do the bare minimum and get away with it, and they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you go back to the house, and that night. So this is after your date with Scott. When you re-enter, did you hold hands?
no.
You did
Oh, no.
not. You did
No.
not hold hands with this man that you said made you feel like your younger brother and was mentally not your type.
No, we didn't hold hands.
The fact you said he's mentally not your type is so funny. Haven't heard that one before on the podcast.
I'm into like a grown man. Like, I want you to be able to talk to
Read.
me, teach, like read.
Read it, yeah.
I want you to be able to read and write. Like,
If you were holding his hand going in, it would have been like the equivalent of you like walking your little brother to school, right?
Yeah, it's like walking them across the street to make sure they don't get hit by a car. Like, here, Juliet, take your child back, please. I
She was like,
definitely, yeah.
why is his hand sticky? Oh, he had an ice pop.
And I also think that's probably why that whole thing got cut, because the entire time I was like so uninterested. And I think the narrative is that these men are like somebody to fight over and like cry over. And so they wanted that drama of like, and I'm just not going to cry over a boy. I'm not. So
See, I think that would have been great TV. That would have been so funny, and it would have been different from what we were actually seeing over and over again on the show.
Because the whole time I was like, why are you crying over him? He's such an asshole. About every guy on the show. They were so bad.
Well, and it was like they knew each other so like, here's the thing. In normal dating shows, when you see people crying or something, it's understandable because it's like, yes, it's only been 3 episodes for you, but for them, it's been 3 weeks, right? But in this one, when it looks like it's only been 2 days, it truly has only been 2 days. So
I know.
So it is like, why are you like, babe, unless he's a millionaire, you are not crying over him. Like, wipe your tears right now. Like, we do not cry over little boys that, no, we just can't. We can't do that.
It's Freddie, we don't cry, okay?
That is totally understandable. Like, I would cry too. That
is what I felt. I was like, he's the only one hot enough to cry over a short period of time.
He's just very, very sweet. Like him and Madison, I could understand Madison's reaction of like crying when he got out of the house, or how they could have feelings so quickly, because he's a very sweet person. I would say like on the days when I was in the house, Freddie was probably the only guy that went out of his way to talk to like every single girl and get to know all of us. So that was really cool too.
Everybody keeps saying this, and I'm like, oh, Freddie's such a nice guy. And then I also think, isn't that bar really low? Because shouldn't that be like basic human decency?
He does seem to have the best reputation of any man we've ever seen in the Netflix reality universe.
I do think he's really nice, but like, shouldn't everybody be talking to each other and like asking them questions about themselves?
Correct.
I'm like, well, these guys suck.
No, they really do. I will say Freddie is extra nice, even from the men I know in real life. Like, I think that he's just a very sweet person. Like, it's so funny. Who was talking in a podcast the other day? I think it was Sandy on her Nick Viall podcast. And she was like, they were like, why not Freddie? And like, he seems to be everyone's type. And she was like, he's actually like too nice for me. Like, he's too nice. Like, he's literally so sweet. But I think
that checks out, yeah.
Right. Like, Sandy needs a little spice. I'm the same. I feel like my man is like very, very sweet to me. But like I call him my human Doberman, because I have a Doberman, and they're like so much alike where they are obsessed with me, but if anyone else talked to them, they would like maul them. Like, do not.
Right.
Yeah. Like, very much only about me. But Freddie's nice to everybody. He's so sweet. And you're right, that bar is very, very low, but he does exceed even like in the real world kindness of like just being a nice person. I mean, he's a funeral director, so I feel like you have to be very like empathetic. You know?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Develop really good social skills probably with a job like that.
100%.
So when you returned with Scott, did you attempt to match with anybody else at this point?
No.
So you just like sat there?
I literally sat there and talked to QT. I did have conversations with people that was production like forced, basically. Like, they were like, hey, Hannah, go talk to this person, or hey, we're going to have you go talk to this person, just whatever. So I did have like I would say probably like a 30-minute conversation with Freddie, and he's very, very sweet. Again, like, not my type, but for any one of my friends that came to me and said they were dating Freddie, I would be so happy, because I would know her heart would be safe always. But
yeah, I know. Like, jump up and down like, yes.
Thank God I don't have to worry about this one.
Yeah.
But and then probably like the only person I would have even considered having like a conversation with like that would have been Ray, just because we are such good friends. We get along so well. But at the time, Rachel was like crying the entire night to him, and there was like a lot of conflict going on there. So me and QT didn't even attempt to talk to Ray. We literally just sat there and talked to each other.
What was the conflict?
Rachel was scared that he was going to pick QT.
Oh, because they went on a date together.
because they went on a date and there was vibes, and
Oh, really?
yeah, and I think that she was a little nervous because they had been getting along so well. And I will say, I think that I'm going to speak for all the people outside of the house right now, even though I shouldn't. But I feel like Ray and Rachel were our winners. Like that's who we wanted to win. But then production like forced our hand and made us choose like between Ollie and AD and Lucy and Daniel. But that was like the couple we wanted to win. They were so good together as far as like just being so sweet and not fighting and stuff. But when QT and I were in the house, we did see them not argue. I think it was more of emotional, like crying. Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Do you
A lot
think
of-
that Ray and QT would have had a chance of matching if Rachel hadn't cried about it?
Yes.
Because they would have actually had a chance to chat for a little bit.
Yeah. I think that he probably, I don't want to say he would have chosen QT because I don't know, but I think he might have been a little bit more torn. I think the reason he wasn't torn at all is because Rachel did have his attention that entire night. So the only thing he got was his like hour date with QT, and that was it.
Yeah.
I
I feel
still
like
think that would have made good TV. That would have
no, it
been
would have been great.
fun
They
to
should have-
watch.
I feel
Yeah,
like
what up?
this whole this really represents this whole thing of that like of why the couple stayed together too. It's like the men would yell when they were jealous to keep people to keep their partner in the match, and then the women would like cry so that they would keep like the conversation going. It's like everybody used kind of tactics so that like their match couldn't really communicate with the other person. And we've heard the castmates talk about this.
Yeah, I think that there needs to be some sort of rule where everyone has to switch like every day or so and try out a new partner like every night next year so that you're truly finding your perfect match out of everybody in the house. Because Alex even calls out the boys in the reunion and says, but you didn't do that because they're like, oh, I talked to everybody and I found my perfect match. And she's like, no, you didn't. What are you talking about? Like, genuinely, not a single one of those men ever asked me anything about myself except probably Jalen, Ray, and Freddie. But none of those other guys ever even asked me, like, go up to them and ask them where I'm from. They couldn't tell you. They don't even know where I live. Like, they could not tell you a single thing about me. So
Because they didn't have to.
they didn't have to. They knew that they were getting their screen time and that they were going to be there through the end because they had this girl convinced that, she was safe. He was, So I get that for the premise of it's a manipulative competition show, but at the time going into it thinking it was like a actual perfect match show where you're supposed to like get to know everybody, I was very confused on, production said multiple times that they didn't want to manipulate the progress of the show, but I think that they need to. I think that they need to be like every single night you're switching a person for the first like 10 days. Then after that we'll let you pick,
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, just change the
Otherwise-
format for the first week or two.
Yeah, otherwise you're just not getting to know everybody at all. Even if you go on a 1 hour date with somebody, you've already hooked up with this person and spent the night in a hotel room with them for multiple nights in a row. Like, not only are you gonna look like an asshole if you switch, but it's also really awkward to do to somebody that you just slept with. Like, oh yeah, but I'm picking this other girl. Like, what? We just hooked up. Like, you can't do that. So yeah, I think that there needs to be some sort of prevention so that that doesn't happen, so that everybody gets to know everybody. Yeah, it would be more interesting too because you would get to see different dynamics and maybe you would like somebody with somebody else better,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I liked the episode 6 twist when they just kicked Freddie and AD out of the house. People were upset about it. I was like, no, they're actually switching things up and encouraging
Mhm.
people to potentially rematch, and they had to.
Right.
They were
Yeah.
saying everything was getting locked down, and that's not
Yeah,
good
like they
TV.
should do that more often. Just screw them over and make them actually play the game.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they need to do that like every episode, like make people switch up at least for the first week. You know what I mean? And then after that, you can let people like find their match, whatever. But I think that it really gives everyone an opportunity to get to know everybody. Yeah, otherwise it really is just you find somebody, obviously you're going to stay with them because that's the safest option. And then it's a guarantee that you're in the house. So
Yeah. And it would be a lot more believable at the end too, whichever couple wins. Then I feel like
100%.
everybody's going, yeah, okay. I mean, they tried everyone in the house, and this is clearly their match. So
Right.
nobody's upset about who the winners are at the end.
Right.
So we get to the finale, we get to this final ceremony thing. I don't know if it has a name. Did it have a name? I don't know. You tell Scott to button one more button. What was it like watching yourself saying that?
Well, so what's so funny is if you go watch it back, he ends up buttoning the button I told him before everyone comes in. So I don't know who clocked it, but somebody clocked it on TikTok and I saw it where he then like buttons his button and it's like buttoned in the next clip. Like it's then.
You got to listen
But
to your older sister. She knows what she's talking about.
right, your big sister always knows. The reason I said that is because it was all the way down to like right here and it was giving me like Miami Vice, like I don't know. I was just like, this, you cannot have your shirt that unbuttoned, you know, like that's just a lot of cleavage. Like if you had tits, maybe I would like it, but you don't. So
Yeah. I'm glad you were there for him. Oh, Hannah. Hello?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Ladies and gentlemen, Netflix has come in and
Netflix has
interrupted
done it
this
again.
interview. The story time with Ricky has hacked.
Bastards.
Netflix and story time with Ricky teamed up.
Yeah.
Got us.
It looks like she's trying to get back in.
Hannah,
Hannah, can you hear us?
come
Oh, no.
back.
Freddie is introducing her to the afterlife now. Oh, I saw her on for a second, then she's gone now. Okay, she's gone.
She'll be
Here
back.
she is. She's back.
so sorry. I don't know what happened.
No problem.
That was so weird.
We thought story time with Ricky like hacked you or something. We were worried about it.
Wait, okay. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Your audio cut out for a second there. So then I was like, wait, okay. Anyways, sorry. What was the question?
Let's move on.
Okay.
You also called out Daniel and it made the cut in the finale. Was it cool seeing yourself speak again on camera?
Listen, I called out Daniel because he had actually brought up something I had said to Lucy. And he said, because Lucy asked me about, obviously Daniel had lied to her, right? So we all saw Daniel lies to Lucy. And then Lucy had asked me about how much he actually lied, like kind of just like getting more of AD's story, I think, when I was in the house. And I said, I'm just going to say this. If that was my man, I'd make him eat an AirTag. Well, I guess that got back to Daniel. So then he brings it up at the finale. He's like, Hannah, why did you say that you would make me eat an AirTag? And then I explained myself. This is why, because you lied. I would never trust you again. Once you lie to me, it's done, right? Like we can't rebuild, especially about something that big. If it was like something little that happened at the very beginning of your relationship or something like that, then I could understand. But you're now like a weekend, you're telling Lucy she's not allowed to do XYZ, and then you're over here on Girls' Day licking the inside of a girl's thigh and then telling her that that never happened. So I was just like, I just wouldn't be able to trust you. But I thought it was funny. And I actually do, like looking back, I don't agree with the lying part. Like when they lied to the girls, they should have just told them, because truly you don't owe them anything. You've been matched up for a week. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to be loyal to this person. You're not in a relationship. So the lying part I don't agree with, but the way boys acted on Boys Day, I don't disagree with either. Like they were having fun because they're not in relationships. So they don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just think that they should have gone back and told them the truth. And they should have maybe set those expectations prior to Boys Day. Like, had they been like, hey, we're obviously not in a relationship, I'm going to go enjoy myself, so that the girls could have also tried out other connections.
Yeah, it was the problem coming back and lying and being like, "Oh, all I wanted all day was to come back into your arms," and
Yeah.
oh, it was only in dares and blah blah blah. Yeah, it was just like yeah. So who did you vote for to win?
I voted for Lucy and Daniel.
Why over AD and Ollie? How could you?
I know. Okay, so like I hate this now because in hindsight, it's like what the heck. But like hindsight is so 2020 when it comes to like obviously AD and Ollie were the perfect match. But
Yeah,
at the time, and again, AD and Ollie's storyline has gotten very edited because obviously we now know they're pregnant and engaged. So what actually people don't get to see is that every time I was in the house or around AD and Ollie, especially like the mixer day, they were fighting the entire time. And I saw AD's show. I did not see Ollie's. And then I heard like what Justine had to say about it. And I heard Justine's side of like Ollie lying to AD and etc. And whenever I saw Lucy and Daniel, they actually weren't fighting, which again, I don't get to see everything the cameras see. So the camera showed them like having toxic arguments in the house, but I didn't get to see that. So the reason I voted for Lucy and Daniel is because every time I saw them together, they seemed so sweet and happy. And when I saw AD and Ollie, they were just yelling at each other the whole time. So I was like, why are you guys yelling at each other? You just met 2 weeks ago. Like, that's insane. Again, like me and my fiance have now been together since the show ended. Oh, my lighting. Since the show ended, and I don't think we've ever like yelled at each other like that. So I was just so confused watching them like yell at each other. I'm just gonna take this off because it's dead. And basically that's why I voted for Lucy and Daniel, because I just didn't think at the time that AD and Ollie were a good fit. It seemed like very toxic. Now I've obviously seen the show and see their sweet moments too. I just didn't get to see that when I was in the house.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It, that would be tough to vote for someone who, like, literally during your small time in the house, just seeing them fighting the entire time. There's no way. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, we heard a rumor that Ollie had to sleep in the hotel at one point.
I have also heard that. I can't confirm or deny. I literally don't know. But I have heard that through the rumor mill. But who knows?
Okay.
Yeah.
One day someone will bite on that one too. We'll get to the bottom of this. At least I know that the secret cell phones exist. I knew it.
Yeah, I was very shocked and jealous. I was like, damn, I should have fought harder to have a secret cell phone. God damn it. But yeah.
So Rachel and Ray would have won if it didn't get down to the bottom two. How close do you... I heard that you weren't shown the final voting tally. How close do you think it was? Or do you think it was a landslide vote for Daniel and Lucy?
No, I think it was probably 50-50. I think that everyone in the house probably voted for AD and Ollie because they got to see more of their love story unfold. And they were like, and obviously, like you heard Juliet at the finale, like, I think you guys are going to get married. Like, we were like, what? No, they're not. You know what I mean? Like, all of us that were outside of the house were literally like, are you talking about the same two people that we just all like yelling at each other for literally 2 weeks straight? But I think that for all the people outside of the house, we all voted for like Lucy and Daniel. I'm not going to speak for everybody because there's probably some outliers in that, but that's what I think happened. So I think it was probably like a 50-50.
Yeah. Do you know why Lucy and Daniel broke up? Was there a specific reason? Did he lick someone's thigh? Was it a thigh licking incident? Did he just...
I genuinely have no idea, but one, they live in different countries. So we can see with Ollie and AD, it can work out if one person's willing to move to the other continent. Like Ollie moved to LA for AD. I don't think that Lucy and Daniel were willing to do that at that point in time. Like moving to a different continent is literally crazy unless you know that you're going to be with this person. And two, so not only the distance thing, but two, it's like, even if you're going to have a long distance relationship, now your time zones are 8 hours apart. So what are you going to talk for like an hour a day, maybe? I have no idea. I heard that they all went to Cancun afterwards and everyone's relationship fell apart, but I was not there. So I don't know.
They went to MTV Spring Break and it just...
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Who are you closest with from the cast?
I am closest with all the girls that were outside. So Justine, Olivia, Alex, and QT. I would say probably Alex because we both live in Scottsdale, so we hang out the most. But I love all of my girls equally. We talk like every single day at least. They're coming to my baby shower next month, so I'll see them all here in Arizona. We've all gone to LA together, Vegas together. We've definitely hung out a lot since the show. So I'm very close with them. And I had a miscarriage earlier this year and they all like were really, really there for me.
Sorry to hear that, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm obviously getting my baby out. So it's okay. All in God's plans. But yeah, so I mean, we've just genuinely built real friendships. So I think that was probably God's intention for putting me on Perfect Match and putting me through all that, was to find some of my best girlfriends. So
that's great.
Yeah. So it worked out.
Who do you dislike the most from the cast?
Let's make this negative now.
You know what? I don't really know anyone that much to say I dislike them. Like, the other cast members, I've gotten to know a few of them, like Sandy. I feel like I've had some good conversations with her and I adore her. I think she's so mature and sweet and well-spoken. So the people I have gotten to know, I genuinely do like. There's nobody that I would say I dislike from the show.
Nick Lachey.
No, I love Nick
Oh.
Lachey too. I thought he was very sweet. He was so, you know what? He's so funny at the finale. He actually like screamed at Juliet for like talking over him, like in a funny way. He's like, Juliet, shut up. I'm like, why didn't they show that? Nick is so funny and they don't show any of his like personality. I feel like they just show his like scripted lines.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like everybody. There are cast members that I don't know that well. And I think that Louis seems to think we have beef because I called him out, which I don't have beef with him at all. I don't care. I just called him out because I didn't think it was fair. But
Yeah.
but I don't, there's nothing on my end. I genuinely don't think about anybody ever. If they're not part of my real life, then
Yeah.
like, yeah. So no,
I'm kind of surprised Louis like remembers you or knows that you exist. You know,
no, literally, like, why do you even care? Just let me speak my mind.
Yeah,
But-
it seems very self-centered. You know, like
Yeah. No, I don't know that he does know I exist. He reached out to me about my TikToks and I was like, yeah, sorry. Like it's not even about you. That's the point. I'm just saying like I'm comparing your situation to mine. It's not about you, you know? Like
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did he ask you to film a little video for his song? Did he ask you to do no? Wow.
Well, I did run into him at the mall in LA and it was like Alex had brought up his song and I hadn't even heard it. And she was like, oh, and like I think she or he said, oh, we should film a video of everybody. And I was like, I didn't know what they were talking about. I had never even heard of this song. So
Mhm.
my TikTok feed is mom talk. I'm not on the same TikTok as everyone else. I'm on like health and wellness talks. So
Wait, you just ran into him at the mall randomly?
Randomly?
yeah. I mean, we were all in LA and we both went to the same mall at the same time and we just ran into each other.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just random.
A small
Okay.
world.
I was with
I
Alex
guess
shopping.
you all were there at the same time. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah, and at the time I hadn't even announced I was pregnant. So he like saw me and Alex and he was like, whoa. And I was like, yeah, I'm pregnant and engaged. So but,
He was like, I'm here because I'm hoping the paparazzi will be here. So that's why I'm.
no, he was looking for an outfit for the Netflix summer break party because it was like right before. So yeah, I mean, and I've talked to pretty much like everybody in the cast since the show, and I don't have beef with anybody. I will say like everyone has been really, really sweet about my pregnancy and engagement, like really happy for me. So yeah, I don't have beef with anybody. Everyone's been so nice about it, and like really just happy. Again, we all moved on. No one gave a shit about the show 3 seconds after we filmed. Like everyone just moved on. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You usually will like hear like, oh, there was a lot of drama on like the Perfect Match set. You know, like we would have
Yeah.
heard something, but we didn't hear a peep about it this whole time.
Yeah.
So
no, there was I if there was, I don't know about it and I was not involved. I definitely mind my own business. So
stuff gets to us. We hear it. Although
Yeah.
This Jalen thing was well, we did hear kind of about it, but we weren't sure if it was true or not. Now we know. Thanks,
Yeah.
Madison. Yeah. Okay. Well, Hannah, this has been fun.
yeah, thank you guys so much.
It's been so fun to get to talk to you. Ben, what were you going to say?
I just wanted to ask what your thoughts were on the mole being canceled because we didn't really get to talk mole too much.
Yeah,
But
I
we
think
both really
that
like the mole. So
dude, I think that's such a mistake. I think that if they I think the people who have watched them will love it. Have a lot of people watched it? No, but that's because of poor marketing. That's not because people don't love the mole. I think that there are like diehard mole fans out there. And again, if they marketed it, I think it could be so much better. And yeah, I'm sad. I thought it was really great. Not even my season. I watched the first season, which is why I even applied, and I was obsessed with it. So
yeah,
um
it was a
yeah,
really
it's
great
a-
production, really well.
it's a
produced show, I
yeah,
thought.
it was great. It was so great. And that one's one where you can't have it in 10 episodes just because you get the gist of it and you figure it out and it's like, okay, cool. So yeah, I'm bummed, but hopefully maybe some other network will pick it up or maybe they'll revive it with different ideas, but who knows? It's a bummer.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed both seasons. So yeah, it's too bad.
Everyone
Well,
hates
that
money
was-
here, including me.
That was you on the
That was
mole.
me. That was definitely me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm smelling like Shrek Swamp.
You're one of the Shrek people. We have a collection of people referencing Shrek on Netflix shows. Did they
Really?
tell you? Did they tell you to
Oh, there's so
reference
many.
Shrek?
No, I
there?
referenced it because it reminded me of Shrek Swamp. Like, we were sweating. Like, it does not show on camera how bad it was. We were literally dying. I mean, I'm from Arizona. I can rock 115-degree heat. This was like 110 degrees with 80% humidity. Like, it was dripping, sweating. In one scene, people were like, "Oh, how did you get wet?" And I was like, I'm not wet. I was sweating through my clothes. People were coming up to me like drying. They're constantly drying you. Like, it was so bad.
Are
Oh,
you sure that they weren't like? Think of like an animated movie. It's not Pixar. Maybe it has an ogre. Do you want to reference it?
No,
This-
that shocks me. I just love Shrek. So it just probably was on my mind.
Hannah, listen to
Shrek is
this.
just everywhere. That's
Listen
all.
to
Yeah.
this, guys. This is Harry Jowsey.
It's my first ever blind date that I've ever been on. I have no idea who's waiting for me. Is it someone that I've slept with before? Is it an ex? Is it gonna be Shrek?
Now listen to this from Love Is Blind Sweden.
I'm more nervous that you'll say, "Oh my God, Shrek."
Listen to this, Georgia Perfect Match Season 1.
That'll do, donkey.
Shrek is everywhere, and we have more. I just
We
don't have them right
dozens
now.
more, honestly.
There's
I have
Shrek
no idea.
references everywhere on Netflix.
Well, that's probably why it's all in our minds because we all watch the Netflix shows and then it's like just subconsciously programmed.
It has
That's a conspiracy. This is subliminal messaging, and you've
Yeah.
been programmed, and we've been
Yeah.
programmed. Shrek
You guys
is
have all been
everywhere.
promoting the new Shrek film that comes out next year. And
Yeah.
Yeah, way ahead of time.
Run me my check. Awesome.
are
Well, I
you
do have to
literally
go.
done?
Okay,
Sorry,
do you want to
I do have
plug
to go jump on
anything?
another podcast, but thank you guys so much.
Did you want
Yes.
to plug where people can find you online?
Oh, Hannah Burns is my username on everything. So
Okay,
and-
thanks, Hannah. Bye.
Yeah. Bye guys.
All right, thank you.
Well, that was a great interview. That was like,
great.
dude. I'm gonna spam TikTok with everything. There's gonna be a million reels of just Hannah talking shit. Can't wait.
We're gonna spam the hell out of the
Spam the hell out of Tiki Talkie.
That's right. We're gonna send spam emails with Shrek merchandise.
Dude, I'm so glad we finally got somebody that talked about Shrek on here.
We gotta get the man himself on eventually.
I know.
Shrek. We gotta
Yeah, we gotta do
we
it.
gotta get him.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, we'll be back tomorrow recapping Love Is Blind UK episodes 7 and 8, and we might have another perfect match interview coming up. It's kind of in Netflix's hands, but we are working on it. Can't announce anything right now, but subscribe, youtube.com/reality alert, subscribe Apple, Spotify, follow us at Patreon, patreon.com/reality alert, and Instagram at reality alert podcast. Okay, bye.
Bye.
It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your two best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's Reality Alert.
And I'm smelling like Shrek Swamp.